Welcome everyone. Today we are going to talk about a habit that looks very small from the outside but has the power to completely transform your life. That habit is waking up at 4 a.m. Now think about this for a moment. While most people are still sleeping, while the world is quiet, while distractions have not yet started, there are people who are already awake. They are reading, they are thinking, they are planning, they are building their future. Those early hours are not ordinary hours. They are the most powerful hours of the day. Because at 4 a.m., the world belongs to the people who are ready to take responsibility for their life. Most people wake up late and start their day in a hurry. They rush, they feel stressed, they react to problems. But the people who wake up at 4 a.m. do something different. They design their day before the world wakes up. They give time to their mind, they give time to their goals, they give time to their growth. And slowly, day by day, this small habit begins to change everything. Their discipline becomes stronger, their focus becomes sharper, their life becomes more organized. Because success does not happen suddenly. Success is built quietly, early in the morning, when no one is watching. And today, I want to show you why waking up at 4 a.m. can become one of the most life-changing habits you ever build. By the end of this video, you will not just understand this habit, you will feel the power of it. And as you listen to this video in simple and clear English, you will also improve your English listening skills. So stay with me until the end because this habit can truly change your life. 1. The importance of 4 a.m. Many people think waking up at 4 a.m. is only about sleeping less, but that is not the real reason. The real reason is control. When you wake up at 4 a.m., you are doing something very powerful. You are telling your mind that you are the one in charge of your life. Most people allow their comfort to control them. The alarm rings, they press snooze, 5 minutes later it rings again. They press snooze again. Slowly, their mind learns something dangerous. Their mind learns that comfort is more important than growth. But when someone decides to wake up at 4 a.m., something different happens inside their mind. The alarm rings, their body says, stay in bed. Their mind says, get up. And when they stand up from that bed, they win their first battle of the day. It may look small, but it is actually very powerful. Because the person who can defeat comfort at 4 a.m. can defeat many other things in life. They can defeat laziness, they can defeat procrastination, they can defeat excuses. And this is why waking up early has always been connected with successful people. Not because waking up early magically gives success, but because waking up early builds the mindset that creates success. When you wake up at 4 a.m., you start to see something most people never notice. The early morning is peaceful. There is no noise, no pressure, no distractions. It feels like the world has paused for a moment. And in that peaceful moment, you get something very rare. You get time to think. You can think about your goals. You can think about your future. You can ask yourself important questions like, what kind of person do I want to become? What kind of life do I want to create? What do I need to improve today? Most people never ask these questions because their life is always busy and noisy. But the person who wakes up at 4 a.m. slowly begins to live a different kind of life. A life that is intentional. A life where every day has direction. A life where every morning feels like a fresh opportunity to become better. And that is why 4 a.m. is not just a time on the clock. For many people, it becomes the symbol of a new identity. The identity of someone who is serious about their life. Someone who refuses to stay average. Someone who is ready to grow. Lesson 2. You take control of your day. One of the biggest problems in modern life is that most people are always reacting. They wake up late, immediately they check their phone. Messages, notifications, emails, social media. Before they even get out of bed, their mind is already full of noise. From that moment, their entire day becomes a reaction to other people's demands. Someone sends a message, they react. Someone gives a task, they react. Someone creates a problem, they react. By the end of the day, they feel tired, stressed, and unfulfilled. Why? Because they never truly controlled their day. But when you wake up at 4 a.m., something changes. Those early hours belong completely to you. No one is calling you, no one is demanding anything from you, no one is distracting you. For the first time in the day, you are free. And that freedom is incredibly powerful. In those early hours, you can do the things that truly move your life forward. You can read books that expand your mind. You can exercise and strengthen your body. You can write down your goals. You can learn new skills. You can plan your entire day carefully. And when the world finally wakes up, you are already prepared.
Instead of feeling rushed, you feel ready. Instead of feeling confused, you feel clear. Instead of feeling lazy, you feel powerful. This creates a completely different energy. When other people are starting their day slowly and struggling to wake up, you have already invested 2 or 3 hours in your personal growth. And imagine what happens if someone does this every single day. 2 extra hours every morning. That is 14 hours every week. That is more than 700 hours every year. 700 hours of learning, growing, thinking and improving. That is not just extra time. That is a completely different life. And this is why waking up at 4 a.m. becomes such a powerful habit, because it turns ordinary mornings into extraordinary opportunities. It allows you to build a life that most people only dream about. And it all starts with one simple decision. The decision to get out of bed when the world is still sleeping. Lesson 3. You create time for self-improvement. One of the biggest reasons people stay stuck in life is not because they are stupid, not because they are unlucky, and not because they have no dreams. The real reason is that they never create real time for their own growth. They want to improve, they want to become better, they want to read more, they want to exercise, they want to learn new skills, they want to work on their dreams. But every day the same thing happens. They wake up late, they rush into the day, they get busy with work, family, phone, responsibilities and tiredness. Then night comes and they say, I will start tomorrow. And tomorrow becomes next week becomes next month becomes next year. This is how many people lose years of their life, not because they made one big mistake, but because they never gave themselves daily time to grow. This is where waking up at 4 a.m. becomes life-changing, because 4 a.m. gives you something that most people keep waiting for, but never truly create. It gives you protected time. It gives you time that belongs only to you. During the day, your time gets attacked from every side. People need something from you, your phone pulls you, your mind gets distracted, unexpected problems appear. Your energy goes down, your focus gets weaker. But at 4 a.m., all of that is still quiet. That early morning becomes a private meeting between you and your future. And what you do in that time slowly changes the direction of your life. You can read 10 pages every morning. That may not sound like a big thing at first, but read 10 pages a day for 1 year and suddenly you have fed your mind with ideas, wisdom, lessons and knowledge that most people never give themselves. You can exercise for 20 or 30 minutes every morning. Over time, your body becomes stronger, your mind becomes fresher, and your confidence becomes deeper. You can sit with a notebook and write down your thoughts. You can plan your day, you can think about your mistakes, you can ask yourself hard questions, you can work on a skill, you can practice speaking English, you can build a business idea, you can improve your health, you can improve your character, you can improve your future. This is why waking up at 4 a.m. is not just about waking up early. It is about finally giving yourself the time to become the person you keep saying you want to become. And that is powerful, because many people have dreams, but very few people create a daily system for those dreams. Dreams without time become frustration. Goals without action become sadness. Desire without discipline becomes regret. But when you wake up at 4 a.m., you stop living only in wishes. You begin to live in action. And that
changes everything. Slowly, your mornings start to build your identity. You are no longer just someone who wants to improve. You become someone who actually improves. You are no longer just someone who says, one day I will change. You become someone who wakes up and proves it. This is one of the most beautiful things about self-improvement in the early morning. It is quiet, it is personal, it is honest. No one may clap for you, no one may even know what you are doing, but deep inside you know. You know that while other people are sleeping, you are investing in your mind. You are investing in your discipline. You are investing in your future. And that creates a deep kind of confidence. Not fake confidence, not loud confidence, but real confidence. The kind of confidence that comes from knowing you are keeping promises to yourself. And let us be honest, one of the most painful feelings in life is knowing what you need to do but not doing it. That feeling slowly damages the heart. Because every time you ignore your growth, a part of you becomes disappointed. A part of you starts losing trust in yourself. You say you will start reading, but you do not start. You say you will start exercising, but you do not start. You say you will start working on your dream, but you do not start. After some time, the problem is not only that your life is not improving. The bigger problem is that your relationship with yourself becomes weak. You stop believing your own words. But waking up at 4 a.m. begins to repair that relationship. Because every morning when you rise and choose growth, you send yourself a new message. You say, my future matters. You say, my mind matters. You say, my dream matters. You say, I matter. That is why this habit can feel so emotional. It is not only a schedule change. It is self-respect in action. It is self-love in action. It is proof that you are finally serious about your own life. And over time, these small mornings create massive transformation. A person who reads daily becomes wiser. A person who exercises daily becomes stronger. A person who thinks daily becomes clearer. A person who practices daily becomes better. A person who shows up daily becomes different. This is how real change happens, not in one dramatic day, not in one motivational speech, not in one exciting moment. Real change happens when you create time every day to become better. And 4 a.m. is powerful because it gives you the perfect place to do exactly that. So when you wake up at 4 a.m., do not think only, I am waking up early. Think something much deeper. Think, I am making room for my future. Because every morning you protect for self-improvement is a morning that pulls you closer to the life you want. And one day, when people look at your discipline, your focus, your growth, your peace, and your success, they will think it happened suddenly. But you will know the truth. It started in the dark. It started in silence. It started at 4 a.m. Lesson 4. You become mentally unstoppable. There is something powerful that happens when you start doing hard things on purpose. Your mind changes, your identity changes, your standards change. And waking up at 4 a.m. is one of those hard things that can completely transform your mind. Waking up at 4 a.m. is not easy. Your bed feels warm, your room feels quiet, your body wants more sleep. Your comfort whispers, stay here a little longer. Your excuses begin to speak. Start tomorrow. You need more rest. One day doesn't matter. You can do it later. And in that moment, you are standing in front of a battle that most people do not even realize is happening. It is the battle between comfort and power. Comfort says, choose what feels easy. Power says, choose what makes you stronger. Every time you wake up at 4 a.m., you are training your mind to listen to power instead of comfort. It becomes mental training. It becomes emotional training. It becomes character training. Because when you can get out of bed while everything inside you wants to stay there, you are teaching yourself one of the greatest lessons in life. You do not have to obey every feeling. This lesson can change a person forever. Because many people are controlled by feelings. If they feel motivated, they work. If they do not feel motivated, they stop. If they feel excited, they begin. If they feel tired, they quit. If they feel confident, they try. If they feel afraid, they hide. That is not strength. That is slavery to emotion. And one of the biggest reasons people never reach their potential is because they are always waiting to feel ready. Great people do not always feel ready. They move anyway. They act anyway. They rise anyway. And waking up at 4 a.m. teaches you this in a real and painful and powerful way. It teaches you that action is more important than mood. It teaches you that your feelings are not your master. It teaches you that discipline can be stronger than desire. This is how a person becomes mentally unstoppable. Not because life becomes easy, but because their mind becomes stronger than excuses. Think about what happens when you keep waking up at 4 a.m. again and again. On day 1, it feels hard. On day 2, it still feels hard. On day 5, you still feel resistance. But slowly, something begins to happen. Your mind starts understanding that you are serious. It starts understanding that when you say get up, you mean it. And once your mind learns that you do not play games with your own promises, your entire life starts changing. Because the same mind that can wake up at 4 a.m. can also do other hard things. It can stay focused when distraction appears. It can keep going when motivation disappears. It can stay calm under pressure. It can keep working when results are slow. It can say no to weakness. It can say yes to discipline. This is why the real gift of 4 a.m. is not only extra time. The real gift is a stronger mind. And a strong mind is one of the most valuable things a person can build. Because life will test you. There will be days when you feel tired. There will be days when people disappoint you. There will be days when you feel behind. There will be days when your goals look far away. There will be days when quitting feels easier than continuing. On those days, talent will not save you. Motivation will not save you. Mood will not save you. Your mind will save you. Your discipline will save you. Your standards will save you. And that is why waking up at 4 a.m. is not only a morning habit. It is a way of building inner power before the problems of life arrive. You become someone who can say, I know it is hard, but I will still do it. That sentence alone can change a life. Because the difference between ordinary people and extraordinary people often is not intelligence. It is not luck. It is not background. It is not talent. Very often, the real difference is this. One person stops when it feels hard. The other keeps going. Waking up at 4 a.m. places you in that second category. It puts you among the people who train themselves to keep going. And that changes the way you see yourself. You stop seeing yourself as weak. You stop seeing yourself as lazy. You stop seeing yourself as someone who always delays. You start seeing yourself as a warrior, as someone who can lead themselves, as someone who can do difficult things, as someone who can build a different life.
And that self-image matters so much because you will always act in a way that matches who you believe you are. If you believe you are weak, you will keep choosing weakness. If you believe you are powerless, you will keep surrendering. But if you begin to believe, I am disciplined, I am strong, I do hard things, then your actions begin to rise to that level. And waking up at 4 a.m. helps build that belief every single morning. You prove your strength before sunrise. You prove your seriousness before sunrise. You prove your hunger for a better life before sunrise. That is why this habit feels so powerful. It does not just change your clock, it changes your identity. And once identity changes, life begins to change. So when people hear about 4 a.m., many of them think only about time. But the deeper truth is not about time. The deeper truth is about transformation. Because every morning at 4 a.m., you are not only waking up from sleep, you are waking up from weakness. You are waking up from excuses. You are waking up from the old version of yourself. And little by little, morning by morning, choice by choice, you become mentally unstoppable. Not because you never feel pain, not because you never feel tired, not because you never feel resistance.
But because you stop letting those things control your life. That is real power. That is real growth. That is real freedom. Lesson 5. You build discipline and mental strength. One of the greatest problems in modern life is that many people want a better life, but they do not have the inner strength to build it. They want success, they want peace, they want confidence, they want money, they want respect, they want change. But wanting is not enough, because life does not change only because you desire something. Life changes when your discipline becomes stronger than your excuses. And that is why waking up at 4 a.m. is such a powerful habit, because every morning it gives you a chance to train the two things that can completely transform your life: discipline and mental strength. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you do not feel like doing it. Mental strength is staying firm even when your mind, body, and emotions try to pull you in the opposite direction. Now think about waking up at 4 a.m. Nobody is there to force you. Nobody is standing next to your bed. Nobody is clapping for you. Nobody is giving you an award the moment you wake up. It is just you, your alarm, your comfort, and your decision. That is what makes it powerful, because it becomes one of the purest forms of self-discipline. At that moment, you have two choices. You can stay where it is warm, soft, and easy. Or you can rise into what is difficult, uncomfortable, and powerful. And every time you choose to rise, something happens inside you. You become a little harder to break, a little stronger, a little more serious, a little more in control of yourself. This is how discipline is built. Not in theory, not in words, not in motivational quotes. Discipline is built in moments when you have the chance to choose comfort, but you choose growth instead. That is why 4 a.m. matters so much, because it gives you this moment again and again and again. Every single morning becomes a training ground. And this training does not stay only in the morning. That is the beautiful part. When you become disciplined in one area, that discipline starts entering other parts of your life too. The person who can get out of bed at 4 a.m. becomes more able to sit and study when the mind wants distraction, exercise when the body wants laziness, save money when the heart wants useless pleasure, stay calm when life becomes